Discovering extinction bursts in dogs. Dog behavior can sometimes be prone to certain phenomena that can leave us wondering what may be going on. One intriguing phenomenon is the extinction burst. The word extinction burst may bring to mind animals that no longer exist, or some sort of explosion, but it's quite an effective term in depicting what is going on. So what is an extinction burst? According to the Association of Animal Behavior Professionals, an extinction burst is an initial increase in the rate of responding following the instatement of extinction. Sounds complicated? It doesn't have to be. Chances are high that, if you own a dog, at some time or another, you may have witnessed this phenomenon, but you don't necessarily have to own a dog to witness a full-blown extinction burst. Here's a handy example provided by dog trainer Adrian Faricelli. So picture this. A mom always buying candy for her toddler when she whines and cries for it, upon visiting the grocery store. Then, one day, the child's dentist notices the candy is ruining the child's teeth. So from the next day, no more candy. At the store, the toddler cries in hopes of getting candy, and then eventually throws a mega temper tantrum, behavior getting worse, since the crying is no longer working as before. What happens though if, after several days in a row, mom does not give in? After the crying has gotten temporarily worse, it eventually extinguishes, like a fire deprived from oxygen. Moral of the story. If you have always provided your dog with food, attention or play when he's barking, but then one day decide to stop providing those, expect the barking behavior to get worse before it gets better. During the extinction burst, your dog may bark louder and for longer, or may even exhibit new behaviors such as pawing or chewing something nearby. If you stick to the plan, after increasing the behavior should extinguish. If during an extinction burst though, you happen to inadvertently give any attention, this can create significant setbacks. The reason is because now, you will have reinforced persistence. Back to the toddler example. If mom decided to purchase her toddler candy during the extinction burst, so to just shut her up, this would have fueled the behavior even more, turning it into a bigger fire that's increasingly difficult to extinguish. Next time, when mom will be more determined to not buy candy again, you can bet the toddler will transform into a scaled-down version of the Incredible Hulk. Now, mom would likely have to go through more intense crying behaviors, but after that major hurdle, the behavior should eventually extinguish if she sticks to the plan. Sure, dogs may not intently plan to make a scene, but extinction bursts are a real thing, and we are destined to encounter more hurdles if we inadvertently reinforce a behavior during this delicate stage. Being aware of the extinction burst phenomenon is therefore important. When dog owners stumble on the extinction burst phenomenon, they may start doubting and wondering whether their behavior modification program is truly working. The vet told me to ignore my dog's barking at the table, but even though we're no longer feeding table scraps, the barking is getting worse. He's even pawing at us now. Should we give up? Giving up though would be a big mistake. The fact an extinction burst takes place is a sign that what is being done is actually working. A little more persistence in further ignoring the behavior will therefore likely eventually yield to extinction. Taking advantage of extinction bursts. Extinction bursts are not a bad thing. If you're trying to extinguish a behavior, an extinction burst is a sign that things are progressing. After the hill, if you stick to the plan, you'll likely have a smooth road ahead. Terry Ryan, dog trainer and author of the book Coaching People to Train Their Dogs, tells her clients when they stumble on their first extinction bursts, "Great. He got worse. That means what you were doing is working." So if you continue withholding reinforcement, no longer feeding table scraps at the table, the behavior will eventually weaken and vanish. On top of this, extinction bursts can also be used to your advantage in training your dog. So let's say you are trying to train a behavior, but you want to see more motivation or variability. In the case of increasing motivation, let's imagine we are training our dog to do attention healing, where the dog looks up at you while walking. So we're rewarding the dog for looking up at us quite often while walking, but at some point, we want our dog to look a bit more, and with more motivation, so to create a flashier looking healing. So we stop rewarding as often. The dog at some point may look at us with more insistence. It's as if the dog is saying, "Hey there, do you see me? I am staring at you." This is when we want to lavishly praise and reward, as we want to reinforce that persistence. As mentioned, extinction bursts can also be helpful to add variability. So let's say, you want to train your dog to play the piano using his paws, but your dog is using his nose all the time. After rewarding nose touches every single time for a while, you stop rewarding them as frequently. At this point, your dog may get a tad bit frustrated, and wonder what's up since he's no longer being rewarded. So at some point your dog may think of trying something else to gain reinforcement. After nosing around with more persistence, he may decide to finally use his paws. Bingo! You click and reward the behavior with some tasty treats. After several trials, your dog may think something along the lines of, "So this is the behavior that now gains a reward." Next, your dog is on his way to playing with his paws more and more. A note of caution is warranted when it comes to extinction bursts. Extinction may produce adverse side effects such as deep frustration and extinction-induced aggression. Additional measures such as differential reinforcement and antecedent manipulations can help mitigate undesirable effects of extinction. If your dog gets easily frustrated, or shows aggressive behaviors, please consult with a dog behavior professional such as a board-certified veterinary behaviorist for safety.
Please like us and subscribe for more fascinating dog discoveries.